And let's see. Looks like they are starting. Let's go. Andorra is on the top, Baltic is on the bottom. We see Jeff and Lannister. So looks like a good setup for both. I mean, this is my favorite setup to see versus my decks. I mentioned it in the previous cast as well, but that's just before of my preference of pots. And here we see a Maiden's Bane already on the board, the pain of everything we all and see, and double at the gates immediately. So we didn't see any try to suppress from turn 1. And an amazing card for the econ, the Tyrell Shadows. So he's at +6 at this point. Won't say it's a bad. There is no political disaster in the Greyjoy deck because it's running all the bolts, so the economy looks like to be safe aside from the few from the 2 we do not souls. But in the nature of the Lannister, the unopposed challenges will go very rarely through. Because the deck is running unexpected guile that stops the forgot the name, sorry, raiding longships. Raiding see how this will looks like the Tyrell player just set up his shadow area and pass. If we see King Baywon immediately after the board, so we can expect next turn to go into King in the north and then maybe sparring, and that may be enough to facilitate an advantage and close the game. Baywon is being into challenges will rack power very fastly unless it is met with well-timed Varys, which we know there are 2 copies of in the one deck. Or Shadow Priest. Will we see now? Interesting choice needing more and more. Obviously, there would not have been the intrigue. At least I don't. Oh, and we see poison. And hitting the reason immediately. Looks like things are going Tyrell side. But we'll see what else. So looks like that was the idea in kneeling the Meister Muren. We see Queen of Thorns. Doing power, stealth. So we'll see another card brought out of shadow with her reaction. or someone else poison, maybe. But we see the Dragon Fanatic reaction. There is no march in the side of the Greyjoy player, because I expect here to the queen left the one on the board. Unfortunately, wait for the intrigue challenge. Fortunately, he will not be able to complete up to 5. And you see a very disconnected game. Yep, solid intrigue claim here we see from both players. And no second treason for Bavon. Yeah, he's playing 3. So now the King in the North turn is blocked, and I expect to see Barring then. I would make more sense here. And from the Targaryen Tyrell player, maybe if you go immediately into trade route, there is enough of locations and he has enough economy. Yep, a solid read from the Greyjoy player. And yes, I said in more than enough economy for all the shenanigans you want to do this turn. Curious if the Greyjoy player, the Tyrell player was running Crown, but I don't think that was the case. No, unexpected guy also. Maybe all the shadow decks may start considering the king attachments. We see Euron. I expect this turn to be for us to see few shadow characters hard marshaled, just to protect the queen. Interesting if he's wondering to trigger it or more and more to prevent it, but looks like he'll save it so he can push the intrigue. We see Shadow Priestess Marshal and Heart Assassin and an old town. So the passive power gain is here and draw time. Let's see how. No. Fortunately, there is still no trading longship joining the. Let's see who for the spectator. We see Buzz, Wama, military challenge in order to renew the assassin, or maybe trying to win it with unexpected guile. Again, he will be a. There are no very much. There are not a lot of targets for the hard assassin. We see a Robert Strong drone, a very nice coup there with the Queen of Thorns on the board. The frame. Oh. Just trying to reduce the power strength, and this looks like we'll go on a post. Oh, he decided to, and now we have a definite. We will definitely see a trigger of the agenda now. I wonder if Jeff will go into distant plot, power behind the throne, or expose duplicity. I think it's a little bit early for expose duplicity. Unfortunately, the Varys Riddle will not do him much of a work here, but looks like we'll see the Queen safely tuck shadows with an exile. Now this would, but we know that now that there is an expected guile in the but no economy. So I'm curious why Lannister did the play. Obviously there will be a big inter challenge coming, and if he triggers, there will be definitely exposed duplicity here. So that was a little bit questionable, and he's definitely out of resources. Now for sure we'll see exposed duplicity. I think all three of the shadow cards. Maybe he miscalculated the strength. Yep, we see for duplicity. Hitting another poison coin, and Queen of Thorns and an effect dial, and proclaim with the Iron Bank. Looks like one step one is to just muscle through the plots and then get. He has a very good economy, so he'll probably be able to catch up. Maybe that was the idea for the duplicity, but still, the Queen of Thorns is a character that you shouldn't think so easily into getting rid of or sacrificing. But there is a power there to now there. One poison coin of what was discarded for the place? Boo! Didn't say. And you see Jeff discarding something. And as it look like now, I expect to see the king pot, but there will be a reset from the side of Lannister for sure, being either Morgulis. I think Morgulis here will do a better job. Because if it's the carries, Jeff will have Euron still on the board with, I assume, Master more and more. Probably making more sense. A little bit of triggers. With the relocations. Sure what to do. For Dukelis will give him enough economy to play stuff, regardless of the opposing plot, and if he goes into Morgulis, for Morgulis he'll have 8 gold, which is again very a solid economy from the Shadow deck. Although he is without card in Shadow, so that will cost him. So we see Morgulis into nothing bonus by default, so looks like Old Town is going away. Is there a save for Euron? Looks like no. Ooh. 2 big characters went away early. There is no Costco, I think. Yep, there is no Costco in the Greyjoy deck. You see Maiden's Bane and Old Town being see how it will go from. At least he has a King's Road still in play. I expect him, if he finds a Asher, to be able to come back into the game steadily, but also the Tyrell is still not out of the water for sure. Oh, and Maiden's Bane. Curious why Maiden's Bane and not trying to get rid of the. We see Victarion there. Iron Fleet Scout, South Navigator, Iron Crow's do not know. So looks like this may not be that easy turn for the one player. You got a fall town under city. For their Queen's retinues in Tyrell deck, none of the free shadow cards are here from any of the factions. Iron Fleet Scout, and I expect to see Victarions on the board. But there is March, so and what else you could play here? So he still can protect from March, and if there is no bottom flare on the other side, working in shadows with South Navigator. No, there is no South Navigator anymore. So we see Victarion, Euron, Iron Fleet Scout, we do not show, and what's the last card in the probably 4 more calls. Ah, we do not show. Yep. One is we do not show, and then the gates. vegetarian, and that's it. He will be sacrificed to the gods of Mats to the wall next turn, but he will defend this turn from the pillage without much of a problem. Or no? I wonder how scared Jeff is from another. Oh, he lets it on a post. So we will see another poison coin. Or there 2 or 3 in the deck. I expect there are 3 poison coins in the deck. Nothing surprising there if we see another one. But that's not the case. We see trigger of unexpected guile. Oh, there was poison coin. Like the march will be saved. We see word for shipwright hit. And time marauders are safely in shadow. That card looks, the more and more games I watch from the World Cup, unexpected guile seems more and more unfair. Maybe we should all start thinking nightmares. Here we'll see 2 challenges for sure before we only play. Put him at 9. I think there was merit in defending the challenge, although that would have led to a march next turn, but now the Tyrell, I don't know why Targaryen, I watched the Tyrell player will be able to go safely into his second trade route. No dominance. And now the only big character left in the deck is Sasha. That could probably save the game. We see Mandan Moore and Red Wine Straits. Carded for either. From this point on forward, Real player doesn't expect to have much use of Mandan. Still, I would say he's a very good card and worth always thinking. Or maybe there is a second one in hand. So for sure we'll see trade routes. I wonder if we'll see King in the north. Although that, knowing the hand of Jeff, I don't think it will help him develop any kind of board. I don't expect to see for Snow of Winter also. Maybe late summer. So maybe late summer feast here and hoping to draw in something good. Although his hand will be stripped immediately in the draw phase. Yeah, like you said, he's stuck in between very bad choices. That being King in the North and Late Summer Feast. So at the gate, with Sparring, Burn. Here we show the gate, more worries, trade route. We see immediately nighttime order triggered, aiming 1 to hit with the not throwing gate to the moon. I'm curious why he decided to do it in the pot phase and not in the draw phase, trying to hit a character. But looks like he would like to trigger it in every window. Also, Lannister is keeping the initiative, and I assume he's going first again. Yep, so that will stop the triggering of the Iron Gate. Helping, this is helping him keep down the Greyjoy player. Okay. During marketing. Okay, so we know there is a Mandan Moor there somewhere. Maybe this is why he was afraid. Action. Those were the days in the old octagon. I think he returned for a action. Hello, priestess. Drawing card. I wonder what's going on through Jeff's head currently. Looks like he drew into a king's road. Not good. He mastered Kerwin. Now we will see both cards return to safely to Shadow with the unexpected guile, and which will drew quite a few cards. Okay. And we will see them come out for the military. They are 3 cost. There is no way he's winning the dominance phase. Okay, looks like there was really a Mandan there. Why would you review the Mandan more and not play again the... That's something I don't understand, and not play again the Marauders? Hitting one more card for village. This is something I do not agree. It was obvious that the card is there. I think he should play again the Marauders. But then again, mind games. Mind games. At this point, it looks like Tyrell is heavily in control. So he's out of trade routes. Now we have March trading Lord Harris versus late summer people versus First Snow, King in the North and Warmer Gullis. So maybe King in the North here, but he's out of Kings. Go copy of get to the First Snow versus trading. The return of the Maiden Pain. The Tyrell player is not in a rush. That deck doesn't have that much of a reach. You see a card in Shadow? I've got. That deck doesn't have that much of a reach, similar to some other decks. All the Shadow decks are pretty cool, but once they get a hold of the board, it's dead by 1000 cuts. Although that would definitely speed up the game. We see Night Flyer forcing to, I assume, discard immediately out down. Several more cards in Shadow. So what we know from at this point for the Shadow area is there is a Mandanmur, Unexpected Guile, Shadow Priestess, and Marauders. Looks like there is Queen of Thorns as well now. Triggering of Old Town on the city. How the train will start from. Carry forward brought out. Target, Queen back to safety. Marauders. Continuing. So we see Asha and Tavanis. Now we know what's there, but those Marauders. Actually, I don't think there is economy now. Or okay, now there is. So we'll see them come out again for sure, because there is a 7 cost in the discard pile, and that Asha will be hit for sure. And I expect them to come out of Shadow one more time. Asha. Although there is Mandan there, but he'll have enough cards to cancel the to check for the to save it, save Asha from the yep. Naming 7 Asha. Nightmares, guys, nightmares. Save us from the plague of this stupid card. And target. Well, now he is in a closing distance. What's left for him is March, so I assume he'll play March just to get the initiative. And there is more than enough economy on the board. For the Greyjoy, I think now is the time for the King in the North. Oh, interesting. I wouldn't have considered that, but looking at the rest of the plot, this is more than enough to win the initiative. We decided to be first. Wait, oh, there is initiative here. 5. Okay. Then maybe March would have been better here. I don't think the one gold matters that much. But having the gold before the marshalling of your opponent would have helped a lot. Although now with just 6 gold there is not much he can marshal. Let's see. Jeff kept his answer. Power, Nepal. So maybe he won't have enough fuel in the shadow to get end the dominance because he needs dominance to win for sure. The power challenge. Unless there is a Knight of Powers in shadows. But he has intricate power, so I think now he needed Knight of Powers and would have been able to close without problem. Oh boy. Very further stroke. And now if there is like you top at 12, 13. And now we have March into former Goose. Nine cards. And it looked like there was almost no resources used from the Tyrell side. Oh, we see Alanis, withdraw, a comeback. I shoot more cards, it's dangerous. Unless they are characters. Pretty over. Card in shadow. I assume this is a postal. Oh, Vince. Finally showing his face. Where were you when we wanted to stop nighttime marauders? Trigger a fall town. And here comes the 94, so now it looks like it's game. Rampank. Put card shadow. Curious what. Hello priestess. That's it. That's the spirit. Play until the end. Intro challenge. That will be a post and one. Although even few accusations don't, because there are more than enough cards to stand Knight of Flowers. 6. Even with the second and good game, both of you. It's been, yeah, I feel the same, but those are the games that you have to stick to the end. So with this, both players are in 3-1 in a record. And let's see how the matchup is currently. I know there is one more game playing currently. World Cup here. Oh, looks like those are the first games played in the matchup. Oh. All the top matchups currently will be very interesting to see. And some have already started. Let's see again how was this matchup. Tyrell, Greyjoy. It's Tyrell favored. Looking in defection and agenda, Tyrell Kingdom of Shadows, as we said, with one of the highest win rates and played a lot. Yep. Looks like currently the stats are holding. Something that brought in the discussions why the Kingdom of Shadow decks are doing well is the knowledge of opponents of Shadow. Aside from this one maybe. But both in Tyrell and 20, looks like knowing the opponent's decks helps a lot. And yeah, that's it. That's for tonight, guys. Thank you for watching and see you in the next game.